Okay, back in 2010, I was working for Fidelity Investment as a BizTalk server consultant. I spent about 10 years building different solutions for BizTalk server, and I identified a lot of gaps around governance, auditing, monitoring, etc. And I found myself repeating the solution again and again for multiple customers, and that's when I felt there may be a need for many organizations, similar organizations, to have a pain point, something similar to what we are facing. And I just started off like a hobby project back in 2010. I just discussed with some of my friends that time back in Seattle during MVP summit, like, why can't we do something like that? We were actually trying to build like a open source project at the beginning. But like any open source project, like within few weeks, the interests were gone out, and then people just disappeared. But I continued building that product for about 18 months, and then I went back to the same guys, and then the few max of people, and then they realized the potential. And that's how BizTalk 360 was started. I think I remember I launched it around June 2011. And within that 5 months period, I was able to acquire some 5 or 7 enterprise customers from all over the world, complete strangers. And that's when I personally realized the potential of the product. And then from there, I organically scaled the company step by step. First, we started off with a 5-member team in London, and we survived for 2 years. And then we increased the customer count to something like 65 customers. Then we started up the Indian operations, and we organically grown from there. I didn't have any big vision at that time. So the only thing they had that point in time was to solve a problem. Being a MVP and we're really passionate about the technology, I felt the tools were not there to solve the customer's pain points. In fact, I didn't even think about making it as a commercial product. I just wanted to solve that problem. And I started building it. And after spending so much time, and then after speaking to only a few people, I realized there is a potential. So I will say, it's a kind of an accident, like how the whole company was started. But everything worked out well in our favor. Like, we picked up the right problem, and the enterprise customers were our kind of pain point customers that helped us to acquire some really great customers right at the beginning. Okay, when I decided I wanted to set up something in India, I realized, if you wanted to build a product company, you're not going to build it from London, purely based on the cost reasons, because there is a huge difference between a service company and a product company. The service company, where you have numbers, it's basically multiplied by revenue. So if you have 100 people, then you just multiply by whatever the daily or monthly rate, and you get it done. But as a product company, there are a lot of wastages. It's basically, like a lot of things goes into R&D. You experiment and you try to do something, but at the end of the day, it may not turn out into something useful. So you're constantly in R&D experimentation mode. And for that, I felt, having a cost structure, something like London, is not going to work. That's when, back in 2013, I realized, we should start something in India, was the first target. But being a Coimbatorian, I really like to give something back. Like a lot of people really was giving me advice not to start in Coimbatore, because the infrastructure was not there. It's very difficult to get a really skilled people, and there also the ecosystem was also not there. There are not any similar product companies. There are some few second-tier consulting companies, but there was not really any substantial product companies. So a lot of things was against me, but I thought, I just really want to start something back in Coimbatore. And we started back in 2013, and a lot of things worked out. Like, it's a hard journey for the last, I will say, like 5+ years. But now we are confident, we have the set of people. The people are really genuinely very ethical, and they're very attached to the company. So when I compare it with the metropolitan cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Chennai, where I see a lot of attrition, it's a huge benefit for us being in Coimbatore. People stay with us. And that's very important for a product company, because a product company, it will take at least 12 months for somebody to come up to speed with the product. For them to really be productive, you need at least 12 months period. If you lose people continuously, you're not going to sustain, and that helps us significantly starting something in Coimbatore. I think what we are trying to do now is I'm putting plans for next 10 years. So far, we were just limping step by step for the last 7 years, and we haven't taken any investors' money. So that's also made us very frugal and very efficient in terms of how we were running the company. But now we have the cushion, we have the products, we have revenue, we have customers. So now we are taking one big step forward. We are putting together a 10 years plan. So we are setting up a 40,000 square foot office now, and we really wanted to, I haven't seen a cool Silicon Valley kind of office in Coimbatore. We really wanted to bring that culture. As I mentioned, we are, taking one step ahead, and the next step is to create this thing. In the 10 years time, we really wanted to create some successful products out of Kovai.co. Now I feel, the colleges and getting talents are getting a bit more easier, and now people are willing to travel from cities like Chennai, Bangalore, to come back and work in Coimbatore. I felt, a lot of people left Coimbatore because there was not enough opportunities, but I strongly believe once we create such opportunities, we will be able to attract some really good talent who they want to come back and work for us and create this great vision what we have now. The big vision is, to create a great product company out of Coimbatore. Every product on its own will have its own vision and mission. For example, we have a product called Document 360. The vision for that product is to make it as the #1 product for software product and project documentation. So the products will all have its own vision and where we wanted to reach in terms of global scale. But as a company, as a Kovai.co brand, I wanted to create an ecosystem where, people can come, we can empower them to become, they got so much talent, and we just wanted to make use of that talent and make it, create something bigger than what we are. So in a nutshell, the vision is going to be create a great product company out of Coimbatore. I think as a growing company, there are a lot of opportunities, both for existing employees as well as new employees. So only, when you start, you think, you only need 5 people to run a product. But soon you will realize when you're scaling, there are so many different things that open up for every product. So right from, you need to look after the customer success and customer support, the engineering team, and then the support team, and then marketing, sales. So across the board, we have multiple opportunities for newcomers to come and join us and help us grow. The same way, the existing employees, they can either scale up within a product because the products are getting bigger and bigger. The scope of any product is bigger. Like when you're building a product, it needs to be world class. So a lot of new feature sets and taking advantage of new technologies and all those things are beneficial for the existing employees. So, somebody who started off as a junior engineer, they can go all the way up to product owner, and that's like 6 to 8 years journey for them. In a similar way, the newcomers can come and join us across, whatever their position is, they can come and join us and help us grow as well. And we are also creating a lot of opportunities for youngsters coming out of colleges and universities, where they don't have real guidelines. We take them, we mentor them for like 6 to 8 months, we shape them, and we just put them into different products. So there's a lot of things. I think as I mentioned a few times, for a software company, the asset is a good people, and we are trying to either we try to find them. If we don't find them, we actually create them, and that's how the company has been growing.
Kovai.co